Okay, time now for our Warrior to Remember segment. And besides you, June, not many former UH players have gone on to become head football coaches.
Well, I don't, know the numbers like you probably do, but this guy right here, I was the guy I took my first snap from at the UH, so I'm anxious to see this.
You actually had your hands
underneath
there on the backside. Okay, we won't go there, but anyway, our Warrior to Remember took every advantage afforded him as a player and now as a head coach in college football.
Let's have a ones versus ones. Coaches will tell you who needs to be in there and who doesn't. Okay, ones versus ones, put the ball down, let's play a little bit. Here we go.
Cal Poly could have been one of the many state football programs disbanded because of lack of funding. Cutbacks forced 13 Cal State programs dropped over 13 years. But when head coach Rich Ellerson took over, he made a promise that wouldn't happen at San Luis Obispo.
It's a tragedy for the young people in California. It's a tragedy for our country because this is a leadership laboratory. The lessons that we're teaching, the lessons that the game, and the values that the game demands is good for society. This is good for young men to come away with this experience.
Ellerson is a beneficiary of the college football experience. Transferring from the Naval Academy, Ellerson grew his hair long and took advantage of any opportunity that came his way under head coach Larry Price.
I was a linebacker initially at Hawaii, moved to center, got hurt, moved back to linebacker, went from being a little bit too slow to being way too slow, and then my senior year went back and played center. So that's when I say I'm opportunistic. That's why I was looking for the shortest line that I could get into that would give me a chance to contribute and get on the field.
Ellerson's most memorable moment, he says, only 3 weeks on the team when Hawaii traveled to Washington for the 1973 season opener. Listed as 50-point underdogs, Ellerson and his teammates were undaunted not only during the game, but during warm-ups.
In those days, we used to warm up. We'd go out for the first part of warm-up with our pants, our football pants on, but we wore a Aloha shirt and a helmet. And when we first came out, I'll never forget, there was some laughter, giggling. You talk about pushing some guys over the edge now. It was not a surprise to any of us that the score looked like it did at the end when we beat those guys.
Following his playing days, Ellerson got his first taste of coaching as a grad assistant, moving up over the years to handle special teams and linebackers. When Dick Tomey left Manoa for Arizona in 1989, Ellerson followed his mentor to Tucson, where he eventually became defensive coordinator.
Pretty much throughout my career, we've never been far apart. I've never been more than a few years away from Coach Tomey, so he's had a tremendous influence throughout. Hey, Coach, that's incomplete. Put it back where it was. We're playing football, gosh darn it.
Ellerson became Cal Poly's head coach in 2000, a no-brainer for him, he says, because of the beauty of this Central California coastal town, the school's reputation as a quality institution, and the success rate of its graduates.
When they're coming out, you want to hire my guys. You're not you'll get a chance to watch some of them on Sunday, but most of them, you just want to hire them. You want to work for you. You don't want to work for them because they're tough. If a calculus test breaks out, y'all are in trouble because we got 5 engineers in that defensive front 7. And after the game, my guys took a little offense. After the game, we clobbered them, and after the game, my guys goes, "Hey, we can kick your butt, and afterwards, we'll correct your homework." That was it.
Ellerson says he's happy at Cal Poly, but wouldn't rule out moving to a bigger school. For now, he's hoping his current players are as opportunistic as he was during his playing days in Manoa.
I always share my experience just from that standpoint because, guys, I really don't care what position you play. I'm assuming that you love the game and you're desperate for an opportunity to contribute and compete, and trust me to put you in the best spot to do that. And they nod knowingly, "Yeah, Coach, I'm with you," but when the time comes to move, but wait a minute, I'm the left end, So we have to help them through that.
And just in case you're wondering, Rich Ellerson's Cal Poly team went 9-2, won their conference, but was not invited to the 16-team Division II playoffs.
That's really a shame because Joe Ciamalo has been with him, and Rich is so energetic and does such a great job. You just wish that they would have an opportunity to do that.
Had a fun time visiting when he had some stories about you. Of course, we don't have enough time to go through them, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, for all